Liberalism on college campuses and social justice has basically put the blame on everybody else. I cannot believe it is 2018 and people are still talking about white privilege. I had a bit of a red pill moment. Now this is going to come from the perspective of an Asian American guy. I decided to walk away from liberalism and the Democratic Party. It is just one of those things that have been fed to you for the longest time by progressive liberals and a lot of people on the left to keep you exactly where you are, and you can't make something of yourself. If you don't agree with what I have to say, then you're automatically a racist or you're automatically a homophobe, and I just want nothing to do with it anymore.
Hello, everybody. Wow, it is so great to be here. Did you catch that? That was my Nixon moment right there, with the hands up. I can only imagine how good he must have felt when he walked out of that airplane and had his hands up like this. And if I'm not mistaken, he had the peace sign up too. And he wasn't Asian. But it's so great to be here. You know, there's just been so many powerful stories that have been spoken today, so many personal accounts. I was actually out there in the crowd, talking to people, interviewing people, people actually recognizing me for once, and realizing that we have more in common than we have differences. Isn't that amazing? Let's give it up for Brandon Strock, the WalkAway team, and that killer speech that he just gave. I don't even know how to top that. And truth be told, I structure my speech. I structure what I'm going to talk about based on what I'm feeling, just like I do in my YouTube videos, and based on what has already been said today. So I want to continue on that theme of love and forgiveness that Brandon talked about in his speech. I walked away from the left, as it was evidenced in my video. I walked away from intolerance. I walked away from hatred, identity politics, and bigotry. And all I see here today is love. I see nothing but a sea of red, some blue here, some brown, black, white. But all of us, even though we may look a little bit different on the outside, we're all united in the common goal and that we want to keep America great. And that is why we are all here today, isn't that right? We have walked away from the Democratic Party and walked towards patriotism. And that's what I want to talk about today. I wasn't always a conservative publicly. I was raised conservative by my parents. I've always believed in the real American values like freedom and liberty and love, ultimately. And it's amazing that it's now a reality, that I don't have to feel afraid, and all of us here don't have to feel that way either, because there are so many people out there. And if you're like me, who came from California and you were ostracized by your liberal friends, don't worry about it. Because right here, this is evidence that there is real love out there, that common sense is back in fashion. And people want the facts and the truth. So I've got a couple of minutes to kill, and I want to talk a little bit about my story. I wasn't born in America originally. I was actually born in Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia, which is a Muslim country. And I lived for many years there. You know, just as a young kid growing up, I spent some time in Shanghai. I know I talk a little bit about it in my YouTube videos for those of you who follow me. Radically different society. A communist country, a socialist country. And even though I was only growing up there, living a little bit for a time in my youth, and in coming to the United States at the age of 17, I had lived here a little bit, but really coming here as an adult, a free-thinking individual, unfortunately being indoctrinated by the left, I didn't feel like I could express my views publicly. But all that is over with. Believe me when I say that what we have here in America is worth fighting for and worth defending. Take it from an American who was born in a Muslim country, raised in a communist country. What we have here in America, that flag that I pledge my allegiance to, and the Constitution is worth defending and worth fighting for. So thank you. You all know what to do. I will not reiterate what has already been said, but I'll leave all of you with this. Patriotism. WalkAway is not over. The next step is patriotism. The American values that made this country great, which is why people from far and wide want to come here. Look out for your neighbor. Help each other. When they go low, stay on the high ground and help them up. I'll leave you with this because my time's almost up. To echo the great words of our current president, when you open your heart to patriotism, when each and every one of you open your hearts to patriotism, there is no room for prejudice. Thank you. God bless you, and God bless America.